There's a difference between interest and commitment. When you're interested in doing something, you do it only when circumstances permit. When you are committed to something, you accept no excuses, only results. I wish I knew who said that. It's a great quote. This is Stendall, and thank you for tuning into this channel. This is a video series about the 7 C's of getting amazing results in your life and in your business. I'm going to teach you some strategies and tactics that will really make a difference if you apply them. This is the second video in the series. Now, I want to share a story with you that reminds me, that I think about when I think about this quote. It's a story between the pig and the chicken. You see, they're having this conversation, and they're watching a farmer eat breakfast, and they're having this conversation about which one of them has contributed more to the farmer's well-being. Now, finally, the pig stands up and he says to the chicken, "You know, I see that you lay your eggs, and that's definitely something. I mean, you're invested in the process." But as they both watched the farmer eat a piece of bacon, the pig asserted, "But we are truly committed." You know, a few months ago, I went from not working out regularly to working out every single day. And before I was invested in the idea, I mean, it sounded like a pretty good idea to work out, feel better, more energy, look a little bit better. And I was invested in the concept. But when my paradigm changed, when I started to think about working out not just simply to look better, which is a good motive, but to do so, to increase my longevity, to increase my health, so that I would really be around longer, that's where I was able to go from a very limited workout routine to a pretty expansive workout routine. So the second C that we're going to talk about is all about commitment. This short video, I'm going to share with you some strategies and tactics and the right questions you want to ask, as well as some of the biggest mistakes you need to avoid and what I consider to be an important strategy to move yourself forward. So I call this my bacon strategy based on my earlier story about the pig and the chicken. So how committed are you really to your outcome? So you got to start to ask yourself some key questions. What do I stand to win from the activity? What's my motive? If you don't have a strong motive, you're not going to move forward. It's just as simple as that. When you want to ask yourself, how do I increase my commitment? You have to ask yourself, is there perhaps a better motive? If you go through this process of identifying your motives, you think about the joy that you're seeking and the pain that you're trying to avoid. By being able to emotionalize these ideas, you'll be able to identify the motive, which is the most important one for you, that's going to lead you to take the action and to stay committed. Now, what happens to most people? They get committed in the beginning, usually at the beginning of the year, to go about and do something. But then what happens? They kind of fall off the wagon. Why is that? It's because their focus on their motive has moved to something else. And that focus and that motive is no longer emotionalized. It's no longer a priority. And because it's no longer a priority, actions are not being taken. As actions are not taken, you fall out of rhythm. When you fall out of rhythm, it's harder to get back into the rhythm. That's why one of the best strategies for moving forward and getting and adopting a new strategy is to build a habit. You see, habits keep us on tracks. We want to use the ability of programming ourselves for good, not only to let things happen by accident. And as you build a habit to move forward in a certain way, you can build a habit of commitment, because you start off with a motive, you reinforce that action based on the motives that are important to you, and you keep doing it and doing it and doing it until it becomes a regular part of your daily activities. Now, you might ask yourself, what's the biggest mistake that you can make in as it relates to trying to form a commitment? And you know, the biggest mistake that I can see is letting that primary motive go in the background. That's really what it is. It's easy stuff, guys, in principle. In action, sometimes that's a little bit more challenging. You have to keep that clarity, what we talked about in the first video, right in the foreground, right in your grasps. If it's not in your grasps, in the foreground, it's as good as being in the closet and forgotten about. Okay? Now here's a strategy that can help you stay on track. And it's really simple. Get an accountability partner. If you have an accountability partner who you're really close to and you share what it is you want to accomplish, why you want to accomplish it, why it's important, what your plan is, and ask your accountability partner to ask you if you are being congruent with what it is that you say that you want to accomplish. That is a key strategy that will really help you out. If you don't have an accountability partner, I think that's something you really ought to think about. Please comment on this video, share your ideas, opt in, and subscribe to this channel. I have more content to share, and if you like this type of content but you like a little bit more business information, come back to my website, raystendall.com, and I will share with you 30 minutes of awesome business training about building, marketing, and selling amazing products and services that make a difference today. This is Ray Stendall. Until we meet again, I wish you the best of luck, and I know you can accomplish your goals. You just need to set your mind to it, get clear, and get committed.